The Golden State Warriors received encouraging news about veteran guard DeAnthony Melton, who continues to make steady progress toward his season debut following major knee surgery late last year. Melton nears return after ACL surgery. The Warriors released a medical update on Wednesday confirming that Melton's rehabilitation is on schedule and trending in a positive direction. Warriors guard DeAnthony Melton, who underwent surgery to repair a torn left ACL on December 4, 2024, continues to make good progress with his rehabilitation, the team announced in its latest medical bulletin. He has intensified his individual and small group on-court workouts and will be integrated into team practice over the next 2 weeks, including with the Santa Cruz Warriors. He will be reevaluated again in 3 weeks. Melton, 27, suffered the ACL tear in November 2024, just 6 games into his first season with Golden State, after signing as a key free agent addition. The two-way guard is expected to make a full recovery before rejoining the team later this season. Before the injury, Melton averaged 10.3 points, 3.3 rebounds, 2.8 assists, and 1.2 steals while starting twice alongside Stephen Curry in the backcourt. His defensive instincts and perimeter shooting helped the Warriors open the season 12-2 before the injury derailed their momentum. How Melton's injury altered the Warriors' season. After Melton went down, the Warriors struggled to maintain their rhythm, slipping to 11th place in the Western Conference before revamping their roster. The team traded for Jimmy Butler, a move that helped stabilize the rotation and push Golden State back into playoff contention. In a series of midseason moves, Melton was briefly traded to the Brooklyn Nets for Dennis Schroeder, who was later flipped in the Butler deal, a move that ultimately kept Melton tied to the Warriors' long-term plans. Business is business at the end of the day. I probably would have traded myself, too, Melton said of the trade. You needed someone, especially at my contract, who could come in and play and help the team. So I felt no type of way, and I understood. Melton seen as ideal backcourt partner for Curry. Longtime NBC Sports Bay Area columnist Monty Poole reported on the Dubs Talk podcast in September that Melton has been ramping up his workouts at Chase Center. From what I understand, he's progressing well, Poole said. If Melton is fully cleared, that means he's able to do the things they need him to do. And if he's able to do that, he should be the starter. Poole argued that Melton's defensive edge makes him the perfect fit alongside Curry. You want someone next to Steph who's a two-way player, Poole said. Buddy Hield gives effort, but he's not a great defender. Melton is a good on-ball defender and has a great feel for team defense. That lets Steph be Steph. Rotation decisions loom for Steve Kerr. The Warriors have started the season 4-1 without Melton, using Brandon Podziemski, Jonathan Kuminga, and Butler in rotating backcourt and wing combinations next to Curry. Coach Steve Kerr has leaned on Curry, Butler, Draymond Green, and Kuminga as his primary core, leaving one starting spot flexible depending on matchups. Once Melton is cleared for full contact, his return could quickly reshape Golden State's guard rotation. His combination of defense, playmaking, and transition scoring gives the Warriors an edge they've missed since his injury. If all goes according to plan, Melton's reevaluation in 3 weeks could align with his long-awaited season debut in late November or early December, giving the Warriors another veteran weapon for their playoff push. The Golden State Warriors officially exercised the 4th-year option on guard Brandon Podziemski, solidifying the rising guard's place in the franchise's long-term plans. The 22-year-old has appeared in 5 games this season, including 3 starts, averaging 12.2 points, 4.8 rebounds, 2.6 assists, and 1.2 steals in 29.6 minutes. Originally drafted 19th overall in 2023, Podziemski earned NBA All-Rookie First-Team honors and quickly became a fan favorite for his hustle and confidence. Podziemski's rising role and ambition. Podziemski has made no secret of his ambition to carry the Warriors into their next era once Stephen Curry, Draymond Green, and Jimmy Butler eventually pass the torch. When they leave this thing, they've got to leave it with somebody, Podziemski told The Athletic. How can I have their trust? They can go to owner Joe Lacob and GM Mike Dunleavy and say, hey, we want to leave it with him. He added that being that successor takes more than skill. There are a lot of other things than just talent you need to be in that position, he said. The Warriors clearly agree. Owner Joe Lacob has publicly called Podziemski a future all-star, while coach Steve Kerr often refers to him as the team's connector, the guard who balances the floor and keeps ball movement steady. "I want to be a third option for this team," Podziemski said. "I want to be a guy where Steph and Jimmy are out, they can rely on me to help win games." Warriors veteran endorses Podziemski's confidence. Green, a four-time All-Star, said he appreciates Podziemski's confidence, but reminded him that leadership in Golden State comes with pressure. "You're worried a little more when someone struggles with confidence," Green said. "With BP, you appreciate the respect. You hope the young guys that come in respect you, because if they do, there's so much we can give." Green said both he and Curry care deeply about leaving the franchise in the right hands. "Steph and myself, we care about the organization. We don't just care about this year for us. We're tied to this thing forever," he said. "When I'm 45, I don't want to come watch some sorry team play. I want to come when it's jumpin'. That matters." Still, Green urged Podziemski to balance ambition with patience. "Be careful. Don't tell people too much, because the more you tell people, the more they use it against you," he said. "We all believe he's going to be one of the guys who takes the torch. But the moment you have a bad game, that's when it turns." Earning his time in a loaded lineup. While Podziemski is currently Golden State's fourth leading scorer behind Curry, 27.0 ppg, Butler, 21.4 ppg, and Jonathan Kuminga, 16.2 ppg, his versatility has allowed Kerr to deploy him interchangeably as a starter and sixth man. "He'll be that, no question," Green said. "But it ain't his time yet. He'll continue to grow and walk right into it, but don't force it. This offense isn't built for him to take over. It's built for him to be aggressive, not to take over." For now, the Warriors see Podziemski as the bridge between their championship core and their future. "Be a kid as long as you can, because then you've got bills," Green joked. "Stay in that spot as long as you can, because so much more comes with it when you get to the place you want to go." Any dream of trading for Trey Murphy III appeared just that for the Golden State Warriors during the summer, but that might just change if the meltdown at the New Orleans Pelicans continues following a horror start to the season. The Pelicans put up a strong show on Friday behind 30 points off the bench from former Warrior Jordan Poole, yet still lost 126-124 to the Clippers thanks to a game-winning buzzer beater from Kawhi Leonard. New Orleans are now 0-5 on the season as the only winless team in the Western Conference, with the franchise currently last in net rating even beyond the hapless Brooklyn Nets. The Pelicans can't tank given they foolishly traded the rights to next year's first-round pick to the Atlanta Hawks on draft night, but they might not need to anyway if things are going to continue going in this direction. Pelicans' disaster could bring drastic Trey Murphy III trade. Perhaps they believe that next year's pick is a sunken cost and that they need to replenish assets through other means. One of those would be to consider trading Murphy, who garnered plenty of interest from the Warriors and San Antonio Spurs, according to Jake Fisher of the Stein line in August. Sources say that the Warriors have a strong affinity for Murphy and have made outreach to New Orleans as recently as this summer. Yet sources say that the Pelicans, to be clear, have batted away calls for the 25-year-old, valuing him highly, Fisher wrote. Murphy had a rough start to the season but found some form against the Clippers on Friday, recording 17 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists, and 2 steals while shooting 5 of 10 from three-point range. The 25-year-old is otherwise epitomizing the Pelicans' sluggish start to the season, having averaged 13.6 points, 6.8 rebounds, and 3.8 assists on just 36.4% shooting from the floor and 30.3% from three-point range through 5 games. While New Orleans may shift their stance on Murphy if their struggles continue, it's also worth wondering whether Golden State would hold the same level of interest now following Jonathan Kuminga's excellent start to the season. Kuminga would almost certainly have to be involved in a trade to reach the $25 million Murphy is making this season, not to mention additional draft assets the Pelicans would want. It's unclear whether the Warriors would even make a one-for-one swap based on current form, albeit Murphy does have far more consistent production behind him after averaging 21.2 points, 5.1 rebounds, and 3.5 assists on 36.1% three-point shooting last season.